I've recently run 2 races here in the UK, and these, the Nike Alphafly 3, including the Saucony 10K that happened in London a couple of weeks ago. As promised in my vlog from that particular race, I wanted to jump on here and very quickly share with you my thoughts and my feelings and my experience of wearing these shoes for those races, and whether I still think that this is the king of the super shoes. Let's get into it. So just a quick reminder on the basics. I bought these for £284.99 on the Nike website. Bought them with my own money. These shoes come with a 40mm stack height at the back, 32mm at the front, which equates to an 8mm drop. Full carbon plate in here, and they come in at 239 grams in my UK size 10. The upper on this shoe is the booty style fit, where the tongue and the upper are all part of the same unit, all connected. The midsole is fully Zoom X, which is a pre-bax based foam. Comes with 2 AirPods at the front on the forefoot, and underneath you've got obviously decent grip at the front. You've got grip pads at the back. You've got the cutout that runs down vertically down the shoe in the middle, which is different from the Alphafly 2s that had a cutout here, and the back of the shoe and the front of the shoe were disconnected. So now we've got the basics out of the way, let's talk about my strategy for the race going into the Saucony 10K, because I was actually pacing my son to a PB attempt for his best 10K. His best 10K just sits just above 50 minutes, which is not ideal for this trainer, right? This trainer is going to excel at paces where you're going for 10Ks of about 45 minutes or less. However, I did find this trainer actually handled that kind of pace really, really well and very, very comfortable. But where this trainer excelled was actually when I actually agreed with my son that after 5 miles, I was going to step up to my 5K pace, which is somewhere around the 6-minute 45, 6-minute 50 pace for the last 2K. And this is where this trainer really came into its own. It really, really performed incredibly well. Comfort-wise, I cannot believe how comfortable these shoes are at all paces for a carbon-plated super shoe. They are more aggressive than the Alphafly 2s if you ever wore them, and they are lighter than the Alphafly 2s, but they feel noticeably lighter on your feet as well. They actually feel a lot more like the Vaporfly 3s if you've run in those than they do the Alphafly 2s, and I understand that this is more akin to the Alphafly 1s if you ever ran in them. The transition from the back or mid of the trainer to the front and through the AirPods is noticeably smoother, I think because there is no cutout in the middle that there was in the Alphafly 2s. So taking you from the Nike Zoom foam and the spring and bounce that you're going to get from the carbon plate, taking you in through the pod and out through your stride out the other side is noticeably smoother than it was in the Alphafly 2s. I didn't get any heel slip at all in these, and I didn't have any need for tying a runner's knot. The laces are this kind of ridged flat design, so fantastic laces as you get on also the Vaporflies and all of the Nike super shoes, the Nike super shoes. The laces won't come undone, especially if you do a double knot, and as I say, the fit was fantastic. Feels pretty snug from at the back of the foot and through the midfoot, but there's plenty of space in the toe box, so it feels very comfortable. And for me, they fit true to size, so UK size 10, and that's the case for most Nike trainers for me. One of the real positives actually for me was the stability of these. I wasn't sure about how stable they were going to be, especially through the sort of back foot of these. But if anyone of you's done the Saucony 10K or any of the races actually in London, you'll know that there's always some sharp turnings in those kind of races where you go up a road and then back down the same road. And the stability on these was fantastic. Way more stable than you're going to get in the Vaporflies. And actually, in reflection, way more stable than what you're going to get in the Asics Metaspeed Paris editions, both the Edge and the Sky. These things are more stable than those trainers. There's lots of bounce in these trainers, and as I say, they really come into their own once you step up to, you know, just around or above your tempo pace. So for me, when I stepped up in the race from the just over 8-minute mile pace down to the 6-minute 50 pace, this is when these really came into their own, and I really noticed the energy return that I got from these trainers. I mean, I was running at that pace, which generally in any other trainer would have been almost my maximum pace for a 10k effort. But for these, I felt like actually that I still had energy after the 10k finish, and I think that the energy return that we get from the lightness of the trainer, the ZoomX foam, the carbon plate, and these energy pods that you've got in the front here, these Air Zoom pods, really make a difference. I really love the booty style fit on these. They are very comfortable once you've got them on. They are much easier to put on than what the Alphafly 2s were. They of course have to be a snug fit in terms of the fit that you get from them being one unit, the upper and the tongue being one. They need to have a snug fit around your foot in order to make sure that you don't get any slippage. But these are way easier to put on, and then once you've got them on, they just feel like they melt into your foot. You just feel like your foot and the trainer is just one unit and it's working in unison together. Very breathable. You know, I didn't get any hot spots or feel hot. The temperature for the race I think ended up being about 19 or 20 degrees, so it was fairly warm, but certainly it wasn't, you know, I didn't get any hot spots or feeling that I was too hot in these trainers during that race. One of the concerns I raised actually in my previous video about these trainers was durability concerns, especially around the outsole and these unprotected areas that you've got underneath the trainer. I've actually been really pleasantly surprised actually, and I think I actually stand corrected with these trainers, and that's because this version of the trainers I've actually only ever run on tarmac on the road, and I've now put almost 50 kilometers into these, and to be fair, they look like they're still in pretty much brand new condition. There's no wear, there's no issues across any part of the outsole or the softer areas and unprotected areas as well. So I would say actually that I stand corrected in terms of durability concerns, as long as you only use these trainers on tarmac and on smooth roads. If you wear these, of course, on off-road, then yeah, they're going to get ruined, that's for sure. But if you use these for what they're intended for, which is road racing, then I do believe that, you know, you're not going to have many super shoes that after 50 kilometers really don't have any marks on them. So I stand corrected. Durability, these look pretty good. So some final thoughts in order to try and keep this video as concise and short as possible. I have really enjoyed racing in these trainers in the two most recent races that I've done here in the UK. And although I've recently released a video comparing the Asics Metaspeed Edge Paris to these, which I believe and stand by are very close in terms of performance, and I think that the Asics and these, the Nike Alphafly 3s, for me are easily the standout carbon plated super shoes for 2024 and running, I'm going to find it very difficult to not reach for these for my next race because of just how good these felt during those races that I've recently run in. So although these are an eye-watering £284.99 here in the UK, for me the performance that you get out of these and generally just how good these feel and the energy return and the bounce and the comfort that you get from these make these still the king of the super shoes for 2024. So with that, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate everybody's comments and feedback. If you've not already done so, hit the bell or hit the subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, more reviews, more running vlogs. With that, I'll say thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video. Any comments, any questions, if anything you don't agree with, let me know in the comments. I always respond. And with that, have a good day. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.